Alright, first part is you have to understand that when in the question it is given information this way. Okay, so what do? We go point by point. Okay, first you take value if it is going here in the income and expenditure account. Okay, if it doesn't, then just skip it. Is it okay? So what I did here, so I saw all the receipts and then all the payments will go to the expenditure side. Is it okay? So first one is the balance. I don't have to take it. It is supposed to be in the cash account. Then keep up of pavilion R type we will take. Then tournament expenses. Okay, and regarding question, okay, regarding this tournament expenses, question has given you that this tournament expenses are these and subscription of tournament is this. And question says at the end, you can see what they're saying. Donations and surplus of on account of tournament are to be kept in reserve. Means you have to create a reserve which is supposed to be in the liability side. Is it okay? And this is what I have done. I am not supposed to write here as previously we were writing the expenses for tournament. Now we are not, because we have to keep as a reserve. So what I'll do, I'll write the subscription of tournament and tournament expenses. Is it okay? I'll check what is the generation. So we are generating 20,000 rupees. That is the surplus from tournament. Is it okay? And question said you have to keep it as a reserve in the liability side. Is it okay? Am I clear? I've written there, not here. This is the working group. Otherwise, you will not understand from where that 20,000 rupees came. Is it okay? And expenses also you have check written R. Yes or no? Make it C. According to the question, we have to make it C. Those expenses are not going to happen regularly. It is for a particular tournament, a particular activity. If it is for a particular activity, C. Okay, and then tournament expenses is C. Subscription for tournament, check. Subscription for tournament, you have written R, no? Make it C. Subscription for tournament C, just because of this peculiar case. Is it okay? Am I clear? Otherwise, if you are a club, cricket club or football club, regularly you have to conduct the tournaments and you have to receive subscription for tournaments, and at the same time you have to have expenses for tournament. Am I clear? But here they ask you to keep it as a reserve, so we have to do it this way. Am I clear? So we are done with this working note. I hope you understood working note number 1, why we did this. Then under printing and stationery, you cannot write straight away the value because they are talking something about printing and stationery. Check. Printing and stationery expenses are given to you is 26,000. Okay, and then in the equation, check assets at the beginning. They have given the assets at the beginning. Check, and there they included printing and stationery. Means they are taking printing and stationery as an asset. It is not an expense. Is it okay? So take a pencil, go to your equation, go to your receipts and payment side, go to the payment side. Printing and stationery is not R anymore now, it is an asset, right? A. Because question is taking it as an asset. Is it okay? Hence, I have to understand what value do I have to put as far as the consumption of printing and stationery. Now we are not taking printing and stationery as an expense. Is it okay? We are taking it as an asset. But yes, we are consuming. So whatever we have consumed in this year, it will be the expense for us, and we have to include here only the expense or only the consumption of printing and stationery for this particular year. And what year it is? For 31st March 2015, means for the year 2015 only. You have to. Am I clear? So let's calculate. How do we calculate? Write down calculation of consumption of printing and stationery. So first of all, the opening value is given. Write down opening balance. And this is given in the additional information. You can check assets at the beginning of the year. They have given assets at the beginning of the year. Under that they have given you printing and stationery 11,000. 11,000. Done. Then add purchases. During the year we have purchased certain value of printing and stationery. That is given in the check, receipts and payment side. Receipts and payment account. In the payment side, you have written printing and stationery 26,000. That's the purchase amount. 26,000 is the purchase amount. Am I clear? Previously, you had certain amount of printing and stationery with you. Then again, during the year, you purchase this much. Okay. So we got this amount. Hence, we're supposed to have available. Okay, the available amount is how much? Available printing and stationery is how much? Or available value you can write. It is 37,000. Am I clear with this? This is the available amount. Okay, but question says there is a depreciation. Okay, there is a depreciation on it. Okay, so after depreciation, what we will get? We will get closing balance. Am I clear with this? After getting depreciation on it, we will get the closing balance. So let's reduce depreciation and then get closing balance. Less depreciation. Out of this, is it okay? Less depreciation. And check the question. The last line of equation, write off 50% of sports materials and 30% of printing and stationery. 30% is the depreciation for printing and stationery. So I'll write down 30%. Now calculate 30% of this. Tell me how much it is. Calculate 30% of this. Use a calculator. 37,000 into 30 divided by 100. What are you getting? 37,000 into 30 divided by 100. What are you getting? Sorry? 11,100. Okay, so this is the closing balance. This is the closing balance. Okay, so closing balance is 900 here, 615. Okay, 25,900. Okay, this is the closing balance. Now, to get the consumption, what consumption we have made, therefore, consumption we have made here is equals to, now how do we do it? See here, how do you get the consumption? Opening balance plus purchases minus closing balance. Is it okay? For closing balance also we calculated these two things. Please remember. Okay, we got opening balance and purchases. Available balance we got less depreciation on this. Okay, so depreciation. After depreciation on this value, this became the closing balance. Am I clear? Hence, now if you want the consumption, how do we do it? You will take opening balance, put it in your calculator. Just on your calculators. Okay, put 11,000. Opening balance. Now see here. Plus purchases. Add purchases. Done. less closing balance 25,900. What are you getting? 11,000. 11,100. That is the consumption. Is it okay? Am I clear? This is what we are supposed to do. If you see straightway in the question, you will not understand the solution also in the book. Since they did not do the working out, you will be confused with it. Okay, no need to be confused. This is what you have to do under working out. Is it okay? You're not supposed to write printing and stationery as general expense, as a revenue expense. Since they said it is an asset. How do you know that it is an asset? They have given you in the question that assets at the beginning of the year. You can check in the question they have given assets in the beginning of the year. Is it okay? And they included printing and stationery. So they're including it as an asset, not an expense. But we have to calculate the consumption of it. Is it okay? Not the depreciation, but the consumption of it. Am I clear? All of you understood? Previously we were writing depreciation only, now we will write consumption. Hence from working note number 2, we understood printing and stationery. We have to write down only 11,100 because it is an asset. Okay, and we are not supposed to write asset value here. We will be just writing the consumption part. Am I clear? Okay. So we are done with printing and stationery. Next, check. Miscellaneous expenses are given. We can write down straight away miscellaneous expenses. 2 miscellaneous expenses. Miscellaneous expenses 4,400. Then secretaries honorarium. 2 secretaries. You're done with this? Is it okay? Next, grass seeds available. Grass seeds 2600. Then investment is given. Investment is an asset. Don't write here. Purchase of sports materials. Check. You purchase, but you will consume. Okay. How would we know? Check. They have said same thing again here. For sports and equipment, we will be doing something like this again. Is it okay? And then we will get to know what we have consumed. We have to find out consumption now, not for printing and stationery. This time it is for sports equipments. Is it okay? Am I clear with this? Sports materials. Now get the opening balance. It's given in the question. Check. Opening balance is given here in the question. Sports material. Stock of sports material. You can check. Given in the question. Opening balance. It is 85,000, no?
Yes.
So I'll just follow the same procedure. Okay? So that you understand. So opening balance is given to you as 85,000. I'll write down that. Then in the question they have said that you have purchased something. See in the payment side, purchase of sports materials 68. That means available for us value was, add these two values, what are you getting?
1,050,000.
Sorry?
1,53,000.
1 lakh
50,000.
53,000. Okay. Then depreciation. This time depreciation is how much? In the question, check. They said 50% of write off. The last line of the question, write off 50% of sports materials. Okay, you can see the last line of your question. It's written write off 50% of your sports materials. So 50% of this will be how much? Can you hurry up? $76,500. Is it okay? This was the depreciation. Hence, these two values will give me the closing balance. Clear? This minus this. So closing balance will be 7650 only, 500 only. Same amount. Yes or no? Plus 50%. Now consumption. I need consumption. So how do we do it? Opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. Tell me what are you getting? That will be the consumption. Okay, sports materials, no? Closing stock of sports material. Now see here, try to understand. For printing and stationery, those are small expenses. Is it okay? Then you will have consumption. Here, closing stock only will be the value. Why so? Because it is an asset. Check. It is not something like general. Okay, this is like sports materials where you will have only depreciation and you will get the closing stock. That's why in the book also check what they have taken. They have taken materials opening stock. Okay, then they added purchases. Okay, then they got the closing stock. Okay. Show me the calculator, what they have written here. So hence the similar calculation here for consumption of sports materials. If you take closing stock value or this one, because of the calculation, you will be seeing consumption also 76,500 only. Okay. So follow this procedure. Next time they give you certain values. Is it okay? So you will take opening balance. You will add the purchases. This will be given in the additional information. This will be given in the payment side. Is it okay? Then get the total value. Is it okay? Available value. Then depreciation if it is given, okay. If it is not given, simply reduce closing stock. How do you get closing stock? Either it will be given or depreciation will be given. If depreciation is not given, this will be given to you. Is it okay? In the question. Here it was not given, depreciation was given, so we calculated closing balance. Am I clear? After you're done with this, remember opening balance plus purchases minus closing balance will give you consumption. Am I clear? Please write down this formula so that you remember always. How do you get consumption is equals to opening balance plus purchases minus closing balance. Is it okay? OP is opening balance, CL is closing balance. Clear? So whenever you have to get consumption, use this formula. Opening plus purchases minus closing balance. Clear? So we are done with this also. Now next, grass seeds done. Okay, purchase of sports equipment done. And last is balance carried down, that is supposed to go to cash account. Okay, so we are done with this. We are done with the payment side of the question. We're done with the payment side of the question. Now concentrate on the receipt side of the question. So receipt side, let's see one by one. First one is members subscription. So I'll write down by members subscription. For this also I need to do working note. Okay, so let's do working note here. Okay, let me calculate. I'm explaining again. Check when you have to write down subscription here in the income side. Just write down the word subscription. Go to the working note. Okay, prepare working note. For us, this one will be the fourth one. Is it okay? And write calculation of subscription. Write down calculation of subscription. I'll write down first the subscription which is given in the receipt side. Okay, receipt and payment side. Check subscription is given. Two subscriptions were given. Member subscription and subscription for tournament. Don't take subscription for tournament. We have already done with it. Is it okay? We were supposed to create a reserve, okay, which is supposed to go in the liability side. We are done with that. Now, members subscription. Take that one. Is it okay? Check in the additional information what they have given. In the additional information, two things are given. Okay, this one and this one. Am I clear? First one is this one. They given you 2014 one. Okay, 15 one is here. So I have taken this one first. I was searching for 2015. Where is the subscription for 2015 outstanding? Okay, and it is in the second line, second last line of your question. Subscription due on March 31st, 2015 were 42,000. Okay, so for 2015 outstanding is this one. That we have to add. Current outstanding we have to add. Is it okay? Previous years, 14's outstanding is given. Sorry, previous years we have to reduce. Okay, by mistake I have written add. This is less. We have reduced also. Is it okay? Am I clear? For current year add, for previous year return. Clear? They will use the word either straight with the numbers 2014, 2015 like that, or else they will use the word beginning of the year. Remember, beginning of the year means the previous year. Is it okay? Reduce. Current year add. Next year, see subscription. Next year means advance. Is it okay? That is advance receipt for 2016. You have to reduce that also. Is it okay? In case they give you subscription for, they give you the word subscription for 2016. So this is the future. We are yet to receive. Is it okay? But we have received in advance. So this doesn't belong to 2015. I need only for 2015. My question says you have to prepare this account only for 2015. But you know, altogether I have received something. So I need to know what is my subscription for 2015. Is it okay? In that case, what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to add outstanding for 15, reduce for 14, reduce what I have received for 16 months. Am I clear? So this is not given, so nil. Follow this method and you will never make mistakes in subscription. Is it okay? Follow this method for subscription, you will never make mistakes. Am I clear? So hence, this is the amount I'm supposed to write under subscriptions. Done? The next one, member subscription, we are done, give a tick mark. Then next, members admission fees. Okay, members admission fees, 15,000. Sorry, by members admission fees. The amount is 15,000. Am I clear with this? Okay. And no information regarding this, so we don't have to worry. Next, what is given? Sale of old sports materials by sale of old sports. Now you will be thinking, sir, sports materials is an asset, you said. It is a capital debt, it is not supposed to be here. But remember, sale of old, not new. So old materials we keep on taking out and sell off. Is it okay? Sports materials. And the sale value is given 2500. Okay. Next, after that, they have given you hire of ground. Okay. In this solution, something wrong is the word is given something wrong. Rent is given, no? Right? Hire of ground. Hire of ground. Okay. By hire of ground, 28,000. Am I done? Am I clear with this? Okay. After that, subscription for tournament already taken. Life membership fees is a liability. Life membership fees is a liability. You have to write this under liability side. Why is it so? Somebody has paid you for throughout the life. Now you have the obligation to give these services. Is it okay? It's a liability. Donation for tournament. It is also a liability for you. Somebody has given you a certain amount, okay, for a certain activity. You cannot use it elsewhere. Is it okay? Hence it's a liability for you. So we're done. This is it. We're done with income and expenditure account. We just have to find out deficit or surplus. What are you getting? And this is what you have to do. You can find out which side is greater. If this side is greater, write down this amount here, bring it here and get the surplus. If this is bigger, write down this one first, bring it here, reduce these values, get the deficit. Do it by yourself. By deficit, balance, okay, or use surplus. What are you getting? Check. Surplus balance. What are you getting? If you're getting this, write down nil here. If you're getting this value, write down nil here. Am I clear? Next, in the next class, we will prepare balance sheet. Okay, the remaining part of this sum.